friends, welcome back to the vlog. Welcome back to Vlogtober. If you haven't seen yesterday's vlog, I highly encourage you to go back and watch that one so you can see where we're at, because I literally just pressed stop and finished that one, and now I'm starting a new one. So thank you for being here with me. We are starting our group time. If you don't know our background, Dave and I have 5 kids. 2 of our children, our oldest kids, are at school, and we are homeschooling our younger 3 for the time being. And so yes, we are sitting down to do our group time, and after that I guess it will be lunchtime and other homeschool stuff, and then I'll have to go pick up the other kids. But I'm just going to keep the camera going over the next couple of days, and we'll see what life brings. So thanks for being here with me, and let's get on with the vlog.
Underneath your skin is your muscles. These you can control, but there are also muscles in the heart and digestive system which are not under your control. People made different types of shelters using whatever they could find nearby. Huts were built using branches and lots of thick bundles of dry roots. Some people lived in that religion is a lie that keeps people under someone else's power. They believe that anyone promoting Christianity is working against their government. Now the young people are starting to question these beliefs. The old leaders
So we finished our group time, which was fantastic. Now what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to get Michaela. She doesn't really take naps anymore voluntarily, but she does put herself to sleep, so we're going with that. But I might put something on. No, definitely not in that one. It's like a tiny little toy cup. Yeah, no, I'm going to put on probably a movie or something like that for her to keep her occupied. I don't want her just watching all day, but just for a little while so that we can have some quiet. And I'm going to get Lillian and Dari just for the next sort of half an hour to an hour, somewhere between there, to do some reading activities. They've got different things. They've got actual, Darius has a book he's going through, but then they've also got like a program. So I will get them to both be doing that, because my new job has just contacted me, and now I have to go through and do sign the contract and fill out the paperwork for bank details and statutory declarations and all of that sort of stuff. So that sounds fun. And if I can, I might just shut my eyes for like 15 minutes, because it's a good thing. It's a really good thing that I did not go in today, that I didn't have to start today, because I have this stupid cold. So yeah, I think if I can just rest, I'll get over it pretty quick. So that's what we're doing for the next hour or so. It'll be nice and quiet around here, hopefully. So we've just come outside for our lunch. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. The way it is at the moment, I'll tell you about this bench in a second. The way it is in the moment is, yes, I'm going to explain why it's so broken. So the weather in Canberra is quite unpredictable in spring, and some days are freezing. It actually snowed. I'm not exaggerating. It snowed at my friend's house who lives, I actually don't know if they're in the Canberra line or the New South Wales line, but on the south side of Canberra. It snowed at her property on Saturday, I believe. So that was today's Wednesday. So, and now the sun is coming back out and it's warming up, and tomorrow is meant to be like 27, I think, like quite warm. And so the mornings at this point are still really cold and the evenings feel really cold. But then when you get a day like this, about this time of day, it's just glorious. It's perfect. Yeah, so, but you always bring a jacket. That's the rule in Canberra. Always bring a jacket with you. Last year in summer, we were at a Christmas event and we were shivering and people were wearing puffer jackets at in the nighttime. Yeah, no, we don't need a jacket now. It's just nice right now.
On my birthday when we went to the snow?
Oh, well, that was winter. That really was so cold. Let me tell you about this chair. This bench that Lily is sitting on and this old faded rocking chair are both extremely sentimental. They are not pieces of junk, and we are holding on to them because we wish to, yes, it's falling apart, but we wish to restore both of these chairs. So this bench, excuse me, 1 second, I'll just show you. There is an inscription on it that says, Dave and Joe, the love story continues. And the story behind this bench is that when David and I were girlfriend and boyfriend, we put a set curfew on ourselves. Hang on, I'll turn this around. So when we were dating, we put a curfew on ourselves because we wanted to be accountable. Maybe a video for another day, but with our Christian faith and our Christian values, we wanted to enter into marriage, you know what I mean, in that way. I've got my kids around, so I'm just not talking in great detail, but we wanted to do everything biblically. And so we're not perfect, but we really, we tried to keep, that line of innocence, and we put some good boundaries in place so that on our wedding night we would be in that place that we wanted to be. So anyway, all that to say, we put this curfew on ourselves. Even though I was like 19 and 20 and Dave was a 22-year-old and we could have done whatever we wanted, we would come back to my house no later than 11 p.m. unless it was like a really special occasion or we were going to see something or whatever. And so my dad built that bench to put out the front of the house. So even though we would get back at 11, we would sit out the front of my parents' house well past midnight, sometimes till 2 in the morning, talking, snuggling, doing all of those things. So that was our bench, and we've still got it all these years later. It stayed at my parents' house for a little while we were married, and then they gave it back to us at some point. I can't remember when it was, and it is slightly falling apart, but it is too precious to get rid of. And then this rocking chair, I nursed all 5 of my babies in this chair, and it's even more of a special story. So my mum got this for me when I was pregnant. It looked a lot different back then. I was pregnant with Joseph, my eldest, and she got it from a neighbor actually, so it was already secondhand. And I had this rocking chair through Joseph, Isaac, Darius, and Lillian, and I nursed in this chair, stayed up with babies all night, rocked them to sleep. It was just sung to them, so many sentimental memories. And then after Lily, we sort of thought possibly we were done. Actually, we thought that a couple of times. But we were like, yep, we don't need any more baby things. And my neighbor had a baby, and she could see that I was planning on getting rid of this. Can you believe at the time? And I know it looks faded right now, but in its glory, it's a beautiful piece of furniture. And so I gave it to her. She asked if she could have it instead of me, getting rid of it. So I gave it to her, and she, by that time it was starting to fall apart. She completely restored it. Like, she put a new, I don't know what these things are called, but one of them was loose and she put a new one on. She put new, this was all bright and beautiful, new cushion covers on, and she made it her own, and she nursed her baby in this chair as well. Anyway, we moved, not to Canberra, but to another house in Western Sydney. And she found out that I was pregnant with Michaela, and she called me up and she's like, Joe, do you want your chair back? I'm not using it anymore. Take it back. And you have no idea the joy in my heart, the reunion that I had with this chair when I got it back into my home, to be able to nurse and feed and care for Michaela in the same chair that I had taken care of all of my other babies in was just like a dream come true. So this chair is way too sentimental to get rid of, but it is so weather worn. It has been outside for a long time. Pablo, as a puppy, chewed it. He literally, I'll show you the teeth marks. Okay, so you are not seeing it in all its glory. You are seeing the before picture, but this Pablo chewed the chair as a naughty puppy. This has been outside literally now for about 2 years, so it is all weather worn, but we're not throwing it out. We are not going to. So obviously we will replace cushions, we will replace fabrics, we will get new cushions made. We are not handyman people, but I know if we put our mind to something, we can figure it out. So we will sand this and we will stain it and do whatever else we have to do. YouTube is here for a reason, but I am not giving up this chair. I plan on rocking and putting to sleep my grandbabies in this chair. Like, this chair is going to be a family heirloom, so it is not going anywhere. Lily came up with an ingenious idea. What was your idea, Lily?
To put it upside down.
You can see a little picture of how bright and pretty that was on that side. But look, the bones of this chair are still good. And I mean, the love that has been put into this chair, it is not going anywhere. I mean it. We are going to go pick up the boys from school now. I am one of those people who refuses to use a portable cup, so I just drive with mugs. But I've made myself another coffee. I have actually just taken some Panadol because I am not feeling well. I'm just hoping that this thing is going to pass really quickly. It didn't seem to last long in the kids. It was like 1 to 2 days. So yeah, not feeling great, but I'll probably stop vlogging for the day, I think, and just, you know, rest and maintain the house and just rest as much as I can. But I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, welcome back. What are we at today? It's Thursday. It's Thursday. Can you believe it? It's already Thursday. This week is flying by. I have a cold. I think I said before I was coming down with something. So unfortunately I have a cold, but that's okay. I think after today it will be done. The kids are all better. They're all completely through it. Just Isaac, you know how colds, they linger, but they're not contagious. It's just the after effects of cold. So he was a little bit like that this morning, but nothing too bad. But I've been pretty bad. Yeah. You know when I don't want to go into it too much. It's gross. Anyway, so we're having quite a quiet morning just because I'm not feeling so well. So right now, little Miss May is out here with me having her milk. Okay, she's 3. She's over 3. Yes, baby, you okay? You okay? I let her have a bottle. None of my kids ever had pacifiers.
Mommy, read the best.
Yes, we're going to read that in a second. None of my kids ever had pacifiers, but they did always love their bottles. So I breastfed them all until about 12 months. Sometimes just a little bit before 12 months, sometimes a little bit after, but around that between 11, 13, 14 months. But around 10 months, I would always introduce a bottle because we would start to introduce either formula or milk. So all of my kids, I have to say, at age 3, were still having a bottle because it's more of a comfort thing. She can absolutely drink from a cup, no problem. She drinks from a cup every day, but there are at nighttime before bed she has a bottle, and usually once during the day she has a bottle, and it's just a bit of a comfort thing. And I don't mind that she's getting some extra milk as well, just to help strengthen her bones and everything else. Sorry, I'm not looking great. I have a cold. Yes, okay, so you're Ushi. Michaela has brought me out the Bernstein Bears. Do Not Fear, God Is Near. We love the Bernstein Bears in this family. We have heaps of their books and we watch their shows, and I would love to get all of their books. You can get, just like that Harry McClary one I was showing for homeschool, you can get big volumes of the Bernstein Bears books. So that is what I would like to do. I'm going to sit out here, have my coffee. She's going to have her bottle. I'm going to read this. Lily's doing already some schoolwork inside. Sorry, not feeling well. Darius is pretty independent at the moment. I sort of said I'd like us to do our independent things first today, because we've been doing the group time and then the independent stuff. I think I'd like to do independent stuff first today, just make it a little bit easier on me. And then this afternoon, before we go get the boys, we can sit down for about half an hour to an hour and do our group stuff all together. So yeah, this is what's happening. It's not much happening. It's pretty quiet, but that's how life is, isn't it? You have some days that are really full on, and then you have other days that there's not much going on. All right, I'll see you in the next part.
We are out here, hello Lily, doing some school stuff, and we can't figure out if that's a magpie or a crow, because he's quite big. He's probably a magpie. But now I'm thinking, well, like, it's almost November. Surely they're finished, right?
So I'm just figuring the sun is like the best place to be right now, because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's warming up. Today's going to warm up, and tomorrow I think, like, throughout the weekend is going to be quite hot, which is good. I'm so excited for that. I think that's why we're sick though, because we literally, like, we came from Port Macquarie where it was really hot and beautiful, into that Saturday with athletics where it snowed at my friend's house, and now it's been cold all week, and now it's warming back up. I think it's just those big dips in temperature that, like, triggered something off. But anyway, yes, you can go get your dress. Yeah, maybe don't go near it. I don't know if it's going to swoop or not. It's like, it feels like it's late in the season to be swooping, but I don't know. You've got to be careful. Once a magpie got Joseph really bad, actually, when he was little, made him bleed and everything. So
they'll bleed me more because I don't have, like, jump.
No, we don't. Yeah, exactly. You're in a pretty summer dress. All right. So Lily is going to do this book. Can you see? I have used it for so many children. I'll show you the spine because the covers come off. I've had this book for 7 or 8 years now. It is Teach Your Child to Read. Oh, did he? No, I don't think he's swooping. In 100 Easy Lessons.
Is that a girl?
It used to have a really nice cover, and it's been used. I have taught Joseph and Isaac and Darius to read using this book, and Lily. She's about almost halfway through this curriculum. It's a really great, it is a great curriculum. Now, one of my children has dyslexia, and so although they did learn to read with this book, it was a frustrating experience, and I didn't know that they had dyslexia when we were doing this book. So had I had known back then, we would not have used this for that child, but they're doing fine now. Anyway, my whole point, I wanted to show you, like, how it starts. So it starts with the sound, and it's very phonic, so it doesn't even let you say letter names. Like, you don't say A, you say ah, and this is, like, at the very beginning. And anyway, then you start combining your sounds. That's what the kids have to do. Eventually it moves on, and mom, rod, cat, and then you start reading sentences, and eventually towards the end they're reading really well. Yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful dress. Yes, so by the time they get to the end of the book, they are at the end of what a grade 1 reading level would be, so year 1 here in Australia. So we are on our way. We're doing well with Lily, and my hope is that by the end of this year we would have finished this book, and so she will be at the right reading level. But you have to have faith in the system. Hang on one second, baby.
Yes, so I was saying you have to have sort of faith in how this book works, because if you were to go, like, so she's in year 1 technically right now, the kids in her class at school, they would already be I guess further along in their reading. Like, she can read, but they would be further along in their reading. But the way this book teaches, it seems slow at the beginning, but by the end of the book, they're reading, they really understand how to read. It's not like sight words, if that makes sense. Now, there are a couple of sight words that she has to learn because they're just sight words, but for the most part, her reading is actual reading, like real phonically sounding out words and reading them. So it does help to make really good readers. And as I said, my 3 boys have gone through this book. It really does work. It's not great if there's dyslexia. It doesn't suit the dyslexic very well. But even with the dyslexia, this child still learned to read. So it is a good book, but definitely there are better materials out there for dyslexia. Anyway, I think I am going to end the vlog here and I will get on with my homeschooling so I'm not distracted. But thank you for joining me. It's Vlogtober, so I will be back with another video tomorrow, and I am filming every day of October. So I will finish up here, but I will start recording again later on today. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next one. God bless you. Bye.